Do you think that someone who is gay is a result of genetics or choice? I'm not a geneticist, so I don't have any information on genetics per se, but I will say that my feeling on that and the intuition that comes to me to say on that is that this is a very beautiful time in humanity for all types of people to come in. I don't think it has anything to do with genetics, and I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with choice in this dimension. I think before we come into this body, we set our entire soul plan out. Therefore, in that soul plan, we've chosen our parents, we've chosen our ethnicity, we've chosen the culture and community we want to live in, and we've chosen our sexual orientation, which may change throughout our lifetime, in that particular lifetime. So I think that someone who's coming in with the idea that they want to have that experience has chosen it on a soul level, not necessarily that they woke up one day, in puberty and said, oh, I'm just going to choose to have this sexual orientation. I think it was innately within them. So in that sense, you could say, I still wouldn't say it's genetic, but I would say that it's at a cellular level that they know that this is the way that they came to express themselves. And most importantly, that it's the way that they chose to learn some deep lessons about themselves and to help teach others. So whether they're teaching their parents or their siblings or people in their community about a different idea than what we get taught growing up, right? Especially more biblical, more religious terminology has a very hard narrative around this. And when we really go to oneness and we go to source intelligence and we go to an expanded state of consciousness, we actually see that these are all ideations. They're all thought constructs. They don't exist. They're not truths. And that we can come here and express ourselves in whatever way we choose to come and express ourselves. That the rights and the wrongs and the someone should act this way or that way are all lies. They're all part of the illusion. I know sometimes it can be tough when we have this real, hardcore way of thinking about things, but it's a beautiful time. And I think also many weeks ago, there was a question around trans. And again, I think this is such a beautiful time about masculine and feminine energy and how we're being called, each one of us, within ourselves, no matter what your genitalia is, no matter what your expression is, we are all being called to line up and balance our masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. So as a physical woman in this lifetime, I'm working diligently on being in my feminine and being in my masculine all at the same time, and attracting partners, whether it's friendships or lovers or long-term partnerships where we're helping each other continue that beautiful dance of masculine and feminine. So I think people that come in and are sort of bucking the system, if you will, presenting a different way of being, are very brave souls who are here to help with a very big purpose to get through a lot of these constructs about what we think men and women, masculine and feminine, look like. And so I very much welcome this, and I wish and hope for all of humanity to see this from a much higher perspective, to awaken within themselves that these are all constraints that are put into the lens of which we live our lives that are not truth. And the more that we can accept each other and accept how each person expresses themselves out there in the world, what a beautiful world it can be. What a beautiful world that it already is. But it's coming to that place within ourselves that we are not judging ourselves or others for how we choose to express ourselves in this lifetime. All right. I'm open to comments, questions on that. I know that's it can be sometimes a touchy one. I find it fascinating that it's touchy, but it is. And I very much appreciate anyone who's come into this lifetime with that bravery to bring forward that aspect of themselves to really, go against the grain, if you will. And I think that's happening more and more. And so as everyone runs together in a tribe of unity, I think we're going to find just so much beauty coming out of all of those experiences. I so appreciate all the questions that you guys submit each week. I love answering them. I love giving insights. And I do encourage you to apply for the Awaken Inner Wisdom membership. But more importantly, perhaps, is if you haven't done the State of the Heart assessment, please do. There's a link down below, and it's bethbell.me. You can fill out your State of the Heart. The assessment will give you very specific results to which stage of the heart you are in. And also some tips, tools, and techniques will come your way over time in the emails. And we'll learn more about you, and you'll learn more about me, and we can support one another in such a beautiful way. Now, if you're also interested in going deeper in some of the concepts that I talk about, there's great stories, transformational storytelling in angels, herpes, and psychedelics. There's also the Awakening and Healing Handbook, which is filled with a plethora of different tips, tools, techniques. And there's also the Psychedelic Resource Guide. So if you know of someone who may be interested in plant-based medicines, spiritual medicines, and looking for information and insights, it's an incredible guide to help you, the Psychedelic Resource Guide. And also the Herpes Handbook. So it's obviously about herpes, but it's also about viruses of the mind. So I would highly encourage you, if you know someone or maybe you meet someone, I know that handbook will give you lots of information that will be very helpful in navigating how to open up difficult conversations around lots of mind viruses, not just herpes. So please don't hesitate to go check that out on bethbell.me. All right. I so appreciate you. Please put comments in the, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And if you want something a little more private, you can go to bethbell.me/question and enter your question there. All right. Until next week, Sundays, 11:11, I'm wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste.